As a little girl, I was intrigued with watching my mom and grandparents sitting at the table having coffee, and I wanted coffee. But my mom said, you can't have coffee, but you can have tea. As I grew into adulthood, tea became my choice. I began to study about different flavors and where tea originated. Hello, Tea World. Welcome to my new podcast with Benny Richardson, Teatalk, where we're going to talk, empower, and advance. Now, come on, get your teacups, grab them, and let's have tea talk. Hello, Tea World. I want to welcome you to Tea Talk, where we talk, empower, and advance. Well, it's going to be a little different this time. My husband, Harvey Richardson, is here with me. And August the 3rd, we will celebrate our 50th wedding anniversary. 50. We talking about 5 10s. And so our producer, Donna Brown, she's off camera, but she's going to ask us a few questions about how did y'all make it to 50 years? Just what? So we're waiting. We're gonna listen.
50 years, when you think of that number, that's kind of a huge number.
Yes, it is.
So, what would you say is one of your biggest or greatest achievements to get to 50? Now, don't y'all jump in at one time.
And you can. I mean, yes.
I would say learning how to listen, learning when to speak, and really learning when to just be quiet. And to figure out what's important and what's not. Okay, you left the toilet seat up. Are we gonna argue about that? Or am I just gonna go in there and pull it down? I mean, you decide what's important and what's not.
All right, so Mr. Harvey, what about you?
I think that you're going to have to ask me again what it was. I guess 50 years and took his toe. Say it again.
What do you feel what's the greatest or the biggest thing you've achieved?
The greatest thing that I've achieved is my commitment to her, because 50 years. I achieved the 50 years. So that's
you just putting us on.
That's the I would think it's, although it's been a challenge, it's been a challenge now. But I think the biggest thing for me is to understand each other's imperfections.
I like it.
Yeah, because there's no way that we have a perfect marriage, because she's an individual and I'm an individual, and for 50 years we've been learning each other. Okay. And how that we can live together and talk together and have fun together and all these things and deal with the emotions and all these things. It's a lot goes on in a marriage. And to be transparent, it has been a journey, but it hasn't been a perfect journey.
Right.
We've had all kinds of disagreements and spats, and now I never hit her, but and she never hit me because she couldn't catch me. But anyway, but it's been enjoyable because I'm still here. I'm still here because I love her to that degree that I just want to continue to stay there and stay with her, stay connected to her. Awesome. she has helped me in a lot of ways. I mean, through sickness and in health. She's been there for me.
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's been there.
So, when you talk about some of the things now, we know marriages today,
Yeah.
people can have their own point of view of how they think
Mm-hmm.
it should be. They go in with preconceived notions and
Yeah.
ideas.
Uh-huh.
How did you all experience that in some form or fashion at some point in time? Did you have a preconceived notion
Yeah.
of how you wanted to be? Did you want to be June Cleaver? Did you want to be, did you have, who did you aspire maybe to be or mimic? You wanted your marriage to look like, be like.
I do. I know I did. I went in with preconceived notions because I came from domestic violence, seeing that in my
Oh.
family. So when Harvey and I married, I already knew I wasn't going to marry anyone that was going to abuse me. But I did go in with preconceived because I thought that my marriage would be like I had seen on TV. You know, I didn't have I didn't have really a good example, so I didn't know. So I went in not knowing and just really, looking at other people and thinking, well, I need to do like that. Not knowing, no, you don't need to do like that because that's not your husband. That's your husband right here, and you got to learn how to walk with this man. So I did. I went in thinking it was supposed to be a certain way.
Mr. Harvey, how about you? Did you have any preconceived notions or ideas?
No, no. But I like to say that I wasn't able to talk to my dad. My dad didn't talk to me about marriage.
Oh, okay.
Uh, he was more of an example. I saw, what he did, and I had a lot of respect. You know, but my mom though, I had talked with my mom. Mom sit down and told me when she found out that me and B was talking about getting married. She set me down because I was standing up. She said, "No, you sit down." She said, "Let me tell you something. Are you sure that you want to do this?" I said, "Yes." She said, "I'm gonna ask you again. You sure you want to marry this girl?" She said, "Look at me."
Uh-oh.
She said, "Do you love her?" I said, "Yeah, I love her." And he said, are you willing to spend the rest of your life with her? I
Right.
said, yes. I hesitated. I said, yes. She said, son, let me tell you something. She says, don't go in this and mess up somebody's life if you don't mean it. And if there's something that you know about her or so forth or whatever, and you don't think it's a good idea, I said, you got time now, to think about it, But please don't go in there just for the sake of everybody else get married, you get married. But it's all about lives involved. So I had to talk with her, sit down, and the conclusion was I'm ready. That running. She called her. It seems like a light bulb come on, says, well, I'm going. And to this very day, I had no desire to leave her.
That's good.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, no desire
I love it.
to leave her. So I was there for the long haul. I don't know what holds tomorrow.
So
But
you guys have spent 50 years together. You are growing together, learning to live
Yeah.
with one another, and experiencing each other. And as you said before, that the road is not one that's smoothly paved.
Right.
It is one that you take on together,
Yes.
and you face the challenges together. I think that's good and important. So when you got to talking about family, did you have a discussion of how big you wanted, how small? When you wanted to have your offspring and branch, did you have any discussions? Was there a team 4 and a team I don't know yet?
Yeah.
We never
Yeah.
did we? We never had a discussion
Yeah.
about how many children we wanted to have. I knew I wanted to have 4,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
but Jaime
I mean,
said
No,
he
I,
didn't want to have any
I really didn't. I said to her,
because he came from a family of 10, so he
yeah,
really didn't.
Okay.
yeah,
Now, I bet that's something the audience
yeah. Man,
You said
I mean, I love.
good.
Yeah, it's not that I ain't love children, but I was just
You was proud.
in my mind. Right then, I said, no.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you ended up with 2.
Too.
2 beautiful children, doing successful, wonderful, and they've grown in. Now, do you now see that you get the opportunity to go back and share with them? Because I believe your son got married. So did you sit down and have to talk with him that dad didn't have with you?
No, I did not. I did not have a real serious conversation with him about that. I was in more of I guess a prayer mood, and praying that he will connect to whom he loved, and that the marriage will. I want to be the example. It's not the whole lot of talk. You can do a lot of talk, but I want to be an example, and I would have hoped after 50 years they was. I have set a good example, because it's marriage. Marriage is more than what, I mean, marriage to me is that it's 100. It takes 100% to make it work. It's not 50-50, it's not 50-50, 50 her and 50 me. No, it's whatever will work, because if I get sick, I might not be able to do but 20%, but maybe she could do 80%. You see? So she lay aside everything she do, bring that 80% to my 20% and make it work, and vice versa. So that's what marriage is to me. It's not, you do your part and I do my part. Suppose I can't do my part.
Right.
Then somebody has to kick in. So that's what we've been doing. We've been kicking in. When I couldn't do, I got sick. I had lupus, and I couldn't do anything. She nursed me back to health. A lot of things that she had done over the years, and vice versa. When I see her down, I do whatever to get her back on the feet and help, because that's the way it should work. It's not be selfish and that type of thing, but to make it work, to make it happen. And I think a lot of people, they give up because, let me not go into other people. Let me stay with us here.
So when you looked at it, so we talked about the good times. I'm sure you guys have spent a lot of great times experiencing the highs of the marriage, where you're on the same page, you're operating and doing the same thing. So what are some of those times where it seemed like you couldn't get it together, like it was, wasn't gonna come?
Like
it's not meshing. It's
Yeah.
the glue is coming.
Yeah, come loose.
We had some.
Many times the glue.
I remember in the very
Yes,
beginning,
sir.
we were married about maybe 2 years, 3 years. We just bought a new house. And I don't know, Javi and I had some kind of disagreement. And so I got mad, and he was at work that night, and I took all his clothes, threw them outside on the porch.
Yes, she did. Yes, she
all
did.
of them.
Yeah.
And when he came home, of course, we talked, we made up. And he looked at me and he said, I didn't put them clothes out there.
You're right.
So I'm not going out there and get them.
Yes, sir.
So I had to go out there and get those clothes off
Yes,
the
sir.
porch. But I learned from that, Donna, don't throw those clothes out there no more, because you're going to have to go out there and get them. So, we had crazy times.
Yeah, we have. We have some not knock out, drag out, but it's what normal people do. They'll speak for a while, and they go to separate ways, and and all kinds of stuff that sometimes you're not mature. You're just not mature in it. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
You're not mature, but you learn, and you grow, and to know that I know this what makes her upset. If I don't do this right here, so you try not to do the same thing. You try to do something different to make it work. And I'm still trying to make it. I'm still trying to find out what is it. Next.
Well, it looks like, sir, you've done
Lord
a great
have
job.
mercy.
You've done a great job. I see your interactions with one another, and I think to myself, this is awesome. Because to me, it's what I would consider a power couple, because you can complement each other. In your movement, in your actions, I see a lot of complimenting of one another, and really the coming together, the merging to make it happen. So as we get ready to come to our end and celebrate, because I'm sure you guys are going to have a wonderful time, what would you encourage the newly married or thinking about getting married, or those who are in it, and maybe the lows seems to be overwhelming than the highs? How would you encourage them to make it to 50?
I mean, love. I mean, the love is more than just flowers and candies and going out to dinner, and buying nice things and going on trips and all this kind of thing. You know, because when all those things fail, what do you have? You know.
Right.
So my thing is that regardless what goes on, that between the two, it can work. But it takes both of you to work with it.
Right.
And a lot of times she gave up. I mean, she gave up and she said, no, you go ahead and do it your way. And sometimes she said, she'd allow me to do it my way. And sometimes her way was the best way. But then sometimes mine was the best way. You see? But we have to allow each other. We're individuals coming together. And I think a lot of young people don't understand it, because it's a lifetime of learning. You don't know them. They just because you dated somebody for 5 years and 10 years before you got married, when you get married, the dynamics change.
True.
Dynamics change now. You see? So what's yours no more yours. What's mine is no more mine. You got to work together with it to make it happen. And if you don't, it's always going to be a struggle through it. But you can make it. I'm just saying to those, you can make it, but it's going to take some work. It ain't easy, and you have to look past all your imperfections. Learn from your mistakes, continue to climb to make things better. Keep loving her like she is, where she is.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I want to wish you both a happy 50th anniversary.
Thank you.
Enjoy and celebrate, and continue to be the light. Continue to help us to find that way to learn to work together and to make it the merger what it should be.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we're so happy, T-World, that you all are here with us with Teatalk, where we talk, empower, and advance. So until we see you again, we're going to celebrate our 50th anniversary. We're going to have fun. And until we see you again, don't forget to tune in to Teatalk. Well, we what? What do you say? Hello, T-World.
Yeah.
Hello, world.
Hello, world.
Hello, world, where we talk, empower,
and advance. I hope that we have advanced you.
Thank you for watching Teatalk today. You can follow me on all social media platforms. You can subscribe, comment, like, and share.